Degeneracy is at an all-time high. But first, what's up, beautiful people? It's your favorite cousin, back again, Rich. Hope y'all having a marvelous and prosperous day. And so am I. Now let's begin. Degeneracy is at an all-time high. Now I know we've seen the recent news, especially if you tapped into, hip-hop culture or whatever the case may be. And I know you've seen Lil Durk recently got arrested for connection to the murder of Lil Pap and the attempted murder of Quando Rondo, right? Now he got picked up and they're trying to charge him with murder for hire. This is all equated to being degenerate. I never understood how we struggle for so long to get in position to be able to take care of our families and our loved ones, and we squander it on senseless activity. I wonder how many people think for themselves or are able to shed their old ways of thinking when they enter in new environments. You see, I understand an eye for an eye. I'm not a big person on, government laws and things of that sort. I believe in eye for an eye when it's called for. And I also believe in letting things go when it's called for. And if we rewind the situation about why Durk is in the situation he's in, we take a look at it. The person that he's standing up for is a person who instigated and started the fight. King Von was the one who started the fight. So now we have somebody who feels like they're responsible for retaliation in order to settle the score with someone he was close to. Some people say they were close, some people say it was just business, whatever the case may be. That's neither here nor there. But he took it into his own hands to settle the score. Now, did he settle the score because he felt he had to, or was it peer pressure? Because in this rap culture that we in, or that they are a part of, you have to live your raps. See, in the 90s and things like that, so you can get away with it, that wasn't really you. You can get away with it if you made good music. But nowadays, you have to really match that same energy that you're putting out. I mean, if you rapping that you are unaliver, then you have to really be about that, You can't just say that you saw it or anything like of that sort. You have to really be about it. So we have somebody like Lil Durk, who may have been in, may not have, but he's not in that same energy anymore. And you bring somebody who's in that energy, who is in that energy, who's still in that energy, and corrupts the whole thing. This is where bad company, can corrupt good people. So you bring somebody who may not be ready for a certain situation as King Von was. And now we see the outcomes of what happens when you bring people who are not ready into a certain situation. They can bring down the whole empire. This is why it's very important for you to watch the company that you keep. But let me get back to Lil Durk. Now, 2 reasons Lil Durk slid for Von, or wanted people to slide for him, let me say. One was the peer pressure of his fans, the bloggers, of him having to do that because this is who he said he was in his raps. The life that he lived was, we're all about retaliation, especially if you take one of our loved ones. But keep in mind, your loved one was the one who started it. This is where I believe we are a degenerate people. I'm not going to single people out necessarily. I'm just saying we, because I would put myself in the same boat. Not saying that I'm a degenerate, but I'm not trying to single out people, because people will still put me in that same boat as the people that I'm speaking on. So this is not me speaking down, because I can't speak down to people that I'm putting myself in the same boat with, even though I am not degenerate. Sidebar. But anyway, this is where I believe the degeneracy begins, because we are taking up for people or getting payback from people who started an altercation. This is degeneracy, especially if we're in positions to change lives. We're in positions where we're no longer living the life that we used to live. And number two, did he really slide because he felt like this is who he was? Not because of peer pressure. He slid because he genuinely loved Vaughn. He genuinely cared about Vaughn. To me, like I said, when you're in a position where you no longer have to do things that you used to or live the way that you used to, you should take full advantage of it. And sadly, some of my brothers don't take full advantage of the situations that God has blessed them with. And we squander it, and we end up back at square one. To me, the best way for me, the way I believe, the best way to get retaliation on somebody who's taking one of your loved ones is take care of their family. That's the only get back that you can get. Now, when you the breadwinner of your whole circle, who's gonna take care of your circle now? Who's gonna take care of your mom, your kids, your girl, your parents? You know, who's gonna take care of them? Who's gonna be the breadwinner now? This is where I believe we're not thinking straight. Also, if you the gang leader and you got a team full of people who really about it, right? Just my observation. If we all really gang, I shouldn't have to go tell somebody to go slide for Vaughn. To me, if we really gang, people who already hit us, people who slide for anything less than what has already occurred, that should have already been a green lighted. I shouldn't have to go tell somebody if I'm a boss or if I'm the head honcho. This one should have been taken for the team. This one shouldn't have to be green lighted by me. I shouldn't have to put anything up. If Vaughn was so real respected, if Vaughn was this person that everybody loved, if everybody looked at him in high regard. So it almost leads me to think, do people even think for themselves? Do people even really love Vaughn? Do people really even like Vaughn? Were they really scared of Vaughn? You know, a cold-blooded killer. This is what we praise. Not even righteous killings, but just a murderer. Like I said, I'm a little bit different. I believe in righteousness, whether it be unaliving somebody, if it was done in righteousness. But anyway, this is somebody who we praising. And now you see what has happened. The same person that we praised now has somebody behind bars because they were forced in a position where they were either forced to act under peer pressure or forced to risk everything that they had worked for. Be careful of the company that you keep, because they can be your greatest downfall. I said I never understood why when we work so hard to get in these positions, we just squander it and lose it, and we don't take full advantage of it because we're worried about what other people gonna think. I tell you what, the only thing I'm worried about if I want steak or salmon, I ain't worried about what somebody else think about me. We got to get out of that mindset, because as long as we stay in that mindset, we stay in the same places that we were in. So if you were still in the hood, but now you're living in Beverly Hills, but you're still worried about what people in the hood think about you, you might as well go back to the hood. Just because your environment around you changed, everything about you has to change, not just your environment. And sadly, we forget that. You know what they say, you can take the man out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the man. That's our problem. I'm never saying don't forget where you came from and don't forget about the principles that you stand on and things of that sort, but sometimes you have to change, you have to grow. You know, we always look at change as a bad thing. Change is not bad. You have to grow. Growth is a part of change. That's one thing we have to realize. We can't stop thinking like we're 14, 15, 16. You know, retaliation is number one and all that. No, what has happened has happened. When somebody's gone, somebody's gone. And especially if it was their fault, if they sparked it. We have to learn to take accountability. We have to take responsibility. We have to learn sometimes we in the wrong. Sometimes we have to understand that our friends are in the wrong. And sometimes we have to learn to let things go in order to gain more. And that's one lesson we have not learned yet. It seems like that's why I tend to not even listen to a lot of rap music nowadays, because the stuff that it's promoting, it's just the same thing over and over and over, and it's not doing anything but fueling more degeneracy. Just making more people mentally stumped. I say the beats are cool. If you know about my past and my history, then you would know, I got a different love for the music industry. I'm not going to get too deep in that right now. But, the music itself is cool. Energetically, it's cool. That's why we listen to it. That's why we love it. But if we really knew what was going on, we would have certain boundaries and we would move differently when it came to how we accept the music. I personally believe it needs to be a new, like how when you watch wrestling and they put, this is for entertainment. That's what I believe we need to do with rap music now. Just put, this is for entertainment. Because as long as we think that this is nonfiction, as long as we believe this is real, we portray it to be real, the age of this degeneracy that has been sparked will continue. And it will continuously continue. Why? Because somebody's profiting off of our degeneracy. The more that they make us mentally ill, I should say, the more and more and more that we lose consciousness of who we are and where we could be, is the more that somebody profits off of it. So when we're in this capitalistic society nowadays where it has no moral high ground, what do you think the powers that be are going to do? You think they care about your well-being? Especially those powers that be will not allow their children to listen to the same music that you listen to. You think they let their kids listen to Sexy Red or Glorilla, or Megan Thee Stallion? You think they let their daughters listen to that? You think they let their sons listen to King Von? You think they let their sons listen to, whoever the case may be? I'm not down on the person. I'm not down on the people, because sometimes when you're in certain positions where all you have is music, or all you can do is do what others are doing in order to get out, I can't blame you. I can't blame somebody for doing that. I can't do that. But it's after you realize what's going on, do you make that change, or do you still continue to feed that machine? Do you still continue to feed that beast? I say I'm never the one to down somebody for trying to change their situation the best way they know how, or anything that they see in front of them. I can't do that, because I would have to offer them a solution. And sometimes you can't offer some people solutions if that's the only thing that they have right in front of them. But the moment that you realize, or the moment that you find other avenues to go in and you don't accept it, that's when I believe you can be judged. That's when I believe that you are starting to make mistakes, when you know better. Like when they say, when you know better, you do better. Like I say, if you accept the music just for entertainment purposes, and you understand that, that's cool, it's no problem. Because it's just like movies, it's just like wrestling, it's just like anything else. We understand what's going on. But for the undeveloped mind, for the people who are easily impressionable, this is dangerous. For the people who saw that Von was unalive because of a simple incident, and the people who put pressure on Lil Durk to slide for Von, and now Lil Durk has lost his freedom in society, where all this could have been cleared out, and all this could have been avoided if we understood what was really going on. I'm not going to say it's necessarily a sad day. It is a sad day for that man's kids, that man's family that's depending on him. It is a sad day. This is also a learning lesson, a teachable moment. That you must stand on your own too. That you shouldn't let anybody dictate who you are. The only person who can dictate who you are and what you stand for, and I would say not necessarily criticize you, but who can show you your value or who you truly are, is God. And not anybody who speaks against the choices that you made to better yourself. Anybody who speaks against that to keep you in that same lower energy where you're not going to prosper, where at the end of the day you're going to lose. They're not for you. Don't pay attention to them. Because where are all the people now who want Durk to slide for Von? Where are they now? They going to put money on his books? Yeah, they call you a real one, but how real are you not sitting behind bars? Sad day, but it's a teachable moment. I just hate the fact that people don't think for themselves. I just hate for the fact that we squander opportunities. Anyway, hope somebody learned a lesson from this. It's your favorite cousin. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.